Hey everyone, it's Brianne Du Bois with Moving to Middle Georgia Realty Group, and welcome back to my channel. We're in a little bit of a different environment, as you can see. Today I'm going to teach you the 10 steps to buying a new construction house. So I figured, what better place to do it than in a new construction neighborhood subdivision itself. So if you're looking to buy something like a DR Horton, WCH, or even a home being built from a local builder, this video is for you. So let's get into it. The first step to buying a new construction home is get pre-approved for a home loan. Now, you may be thinking, Bri, I get it. I need to figure out how much I can afford. Yes, you do, but it is so much more than that. When you're considering buying a new construction, as you tour new construction homes, you may hear about a preferred lender. Oftentimes, builders have preferred lenders that they're going to push you to work with. There are a couple of reasons for this. One of the biggest reasons is the communication factor between the builder and the lender. They communicate directly with each other and can let the builder know right off the bat if a prospective client is pre-approved or not. That way they aren't wasting their time with accepting offers, then having the financing not work out in the back end later. Now, I'm going to encourage you to do the best thing for you financially and shop around for your mortgage. Just because the builder has a preferred lender does not necessarily mean that that is going to be the lender that offers you the best financing terms. It's a bylaw that they can't force you to use their lender. They can incentivize you, but by law, you can go with any lender of your choice. So you're still going to want to shop around for a mortgage. You know what they say, date the rate. So let's think about this a little bit. Perhaps the preferred lender is offering a $5,000 seller concession to help with your closing costs and a 5.5% interest rate. But you go to get an outside quote and you find one for 5% flat interest rate with no closing costs offered. It's important to figure out that break-even point for you. In fact, your lender can always create a fee sheet as you consider each home. We just bought a home personally, and that's what we did. Instead of getting the max budget of what we could spend for a house, we had a max budget for the amount that we wanted to pay for our monthly mortgage payments. So with those numbers in mind, we started looking. We asked our lender to get us fee sheets of a few different houses that we were interested in and we wanted to look at. They pull what your closing costs will be in total, itemized, along with what your estimated monthly mortgage payment will be. That way, when you are shopping around for rates and for quotes, you can be better educated with how much cash you will need to bring to the close, how much your monthly mortgage payment will be, and you'll get a feel for what lender you prefer to work with. Personality-wise, are they easy to communicate with? Do they pick up their phone when you call? Keep in mind that you can use all of your same common loan types when you're buying a new construction home. This is not for a custom home. You don't have to go out and get a construction loan. You can look at things like FHA, VA, USDA, or even a conventional loan for your purchase of a new construction. Now, the last thing I want to mention is kind of an insider secret. This is something that I've learned as I have helped my clients buy new construction homes. So when you are comparing different loan types and different lenders, keep in mind that as soon as you go under contract, a lender is going to want you to lock in your interest rate depending on the timeline of when your home is going to be completed, finished building. If it's a new construction, that may exceed a 30-day rate lock period. So you want to ask your lender if they have extensions on rates for new construction homes. And if that is something that is included with your loan, or if that could come at an extra cost to you. There is no reason for you to be paying extra money to lock in your rate while your home is being built. So ask your lender if they have a float down rate option. If you do happen to lock in your rate and while you're under contract and while your home is being built, rates may just drop. So they would allow you at that point to take on that lower interest rate. A lot of times when you're locked in with a lender, they may not allow you to do so, or they may charge you fees to drop down to that lower rate. So definitely look into a rate float as well. The second step is to hire a realtor to represent you. Now, the main reason that this is important is because if you were to walk into a model home in a new construction community and talk to the agent that is sitting in there, that agent represents the builder in most cases. They're not there to represent you and your interests alone. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't work with that agent, but just keep that in mind that they would be a dual agent if you did choose to work with them. I liken it, I tell all my clients, it's kind of like a divorce. If you're using the agent in one of the model homes, it's kind of like using your husband's attorney in your divorce proceedings. Nobody is representing you. That agent would assist with paperwork and they'd probably be really great at it. They would do great customer service, but they cannot give you advice. One of the big advantages of working with a realtor when you decide to purchase a new construction home is not only do realtors know how to guide you through the process to make sure that you don't fall astray, right? But they also may know of communities or developments that you haven't heard of that might fit your price point and exactly what you're looking for. So you can also rely on your agent's knowledge of the area of the new construction to help you out with your home search. And keep in mind that usually working with a buyer's agent doesn't come at a cost to you, since the builders usually pay for your realtor's commission. That's nice. Once you're pre-approved and you've hired an agent to walk through the home buying process with you, the next step is to start house hunting. This is the most fun part, but I want you to keep two things in mind. Number one, as you're house hunting, make sure that you or your agent is asking builders what the expected timeline of completion is for these new construction homes. Keep in mind, if they haven't already received their certificate of occupancy, that this process could take longer than 30 days for them to finish. So that's definitely important for things like I mentioned earlier, when you're discussing rate lock with your lender. Additionally, you'll want to keep in mind that model homes you may look at are upgraded versions of homes. When you walk into a model home, it is the builder's entire desire to sell you on that home and the lifestyle that their community is going to offer you. This is a great thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but keep in mind that these are upgraded homes. They may have beautiful accent walls, they may have upgraded lighting packages, or I have even seen upgraded landscaping, just to name a few things. But keep in mind that the home that you see as the model may not be exactly what your home, even if you buy the same exact floor plan, turns out to be, unless you choose to upgrade and do all of those upgrades as well, right, which you pay for. So once you find a home that you like, your next step is going to be making an offer. So this is a little bit different than when you're buying a resale home or house. So typically, when builders list their homes for sale, the home price that they are advertising is what they expect to get. So you may not need to offer above list price in order to get the home. On top of this, builders may be expecting you to put a certain dollar amount down as earnest money. Honestly, that's normal in resale homes as well. I usually see 1% that people are putting down on earnest money. Just keep that in mind. The earnest money will be applied to your purchase when you close on the home. So when you make an offer on a home, just know that there might be 2 sets of contracts that you have to sign. Of course, they're going to be your normal state contracts that you would use in any situation when you're buying a house. But the builder themselves may also have builder-specific contracts that they ask you to sign. So just make sure to read over those carefully. They may talk about the 1-year warranty if they offer that. So read over them carefully. In addition to this, in these contracts, you'll outline your inspection period as well as how many changes to the home would be handled if you desire to make that. Next step is to get a home inspection. Keep in mind, you may not do the home inspection right after going under contract because you might want the home to be a little bit more completed by the time you do your inspection. But there are a few things that you're going to want to look out for, and a home inspector will know exactly how to inspect a brand new construction home. Many builders already have in-house inspections. I mean, they're required to, but it's important that you get your own. That's what I recommend. The main thing I want you to know about new construction homes is that no home, even a brand spanking new one, is never perfect. So don't be alarmed if there are things found in your home inspection. A builder is not always going to be present inside the house when their subcontractors are working on it. So the city inspectors, they go in there, but they don't necessarily go around and check every single outlet or light switch to make sure it works before passing inspection. So these are all things that your home inspector will look at, and it is definitely worth the money, even on a new construction. I've also heard stories of things going wrong after moving in. The great thing is that every new construction I've ever seen has a 1-year warranty. However, it is extremely inconvenient when something large comes back that's wrong after you've already moved in. So buying a new construction home is super exciting. and it's a fairly easy process, pretty much the same as buying a resale home, but I don't want you to get too excited and cause a headache for your builder. Okay, I mean this with love, respectfully. If you go under contract on a new construction house, don't be going to the job site every single day. You'd be surprised how many times we get phone calls from clients who want me to meet them at their new house while it's being built every single day to unlock the door. Now, of course, it is 100% reasonable to be excited and go a few different times during your transaction to check on the progress. But don't be a stalker and go every single day. Not only will your realtor thank you, but also the contractors who are working on your house, who are trying to get the work done and don't want people underfoot. Respectfully, remember, respectfully I say that. After you have that home inspection, you want to go ahead just like if you were to purchase a resale home and put together a punch list of repair items. Sure, there probably won't be much, but you will need to turn in a list so that the builder knows what you would like fixed or touched up prior to your closing date. Along with an inspection and your final walkthrough, which I'll get to in just a second, about 2 weeks prior to your closing, you and your agent can do what they call a blue tape walkthrough. These are literally the highlight of my career. These are my absolute favorite. I have a heyday with these. You all get a roll of blue painter's tape and get to walk around the property and house, sticking a piece of the tape on anything that you would like touched up, fixed, or changed. Nicks in the walls, sometimes glass breaks as they put in new windows. I mean, it could be anything. You literally just all have the blue tape around your wrist and you walk around and just put it all over. I would say when you're about 2 to 3 weeks out from closing on your home, you want to let the lender know that you can have your home appraised. Don't order your appraisal too early though, because if the appraiser goes out to the home and he or she sees that there's no floors installed yet, or maybe there's no light switch covers or handrails, they are going to add those as necessary items that have to be completed prior to your close on this house. Of course, if they have to come out and check for those items prior to closing, so they came at once, said this didn't pass, this doesn't appraise unless you do these contingent items, they're going to have to come back out for an extra charge. So make sure you're not ordering your appraisal too early. Work with your lender on that. One of the last things that you'll do as a buyer is secure home insurance. The great thing about buying a new construction is usually your home insurance premiums are lower than if you were to buy a resale home because everything is brand new. And if there's anything I know about being in this business, it's that insurance adjusters love when you have a brand new roof. They're going to keep those premiums nice and low. The day before closing, or even maybe a few days before, you'll come back to the house and do your final walkthrough. This is when everything gets very exciting if it hasn't already to this point. Your loan is probably cleared to close and you're just coming through the home to check to make sure that everything has been completed on your punch list. All those blue tape items that you stuck everywhere are completed and great. The last step of buying your new construction home is going to closing. Now, depending on your state, you may be headed to either an attorney's office or a title company for closing. So we go to a closing attorney. You're going to sign a bunch of documents and you'll bring your money to cover your closing costs, wire it before, bring a cashier's check, whatever your lender prefers, and your down payment. Keep it in mind that it is your right to choose your title company or closing attorney. So don't feel pressured to use the closing attorney that is preferred by your realtor or your builder. You can choose whoever you want for this process. And if you've made it through these 10 steps, you have officially bought your new construction home. This is super exciting. And then you can work on activating and turning on those utilities, bringing all your personal items and making your new construction home, hopefully looking just like the model. If you have any additional questions about buying a new construction home, let me know in the comments below. I am happy to answer them. Of course, if this all sounded great to you and you can't wait to get your hands on a new construction home yourself, check out the link in my description where I can help you get matched with an agent who specializes in new homes in your area. If you want to move to the Middle Georgia area, of course, I'm Brianne Du Bois and I'd love to help you here. I love making these videos to help you find your way to a home, possibly to a new construction. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks, y'all.